Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How many of you are avid travelers? Can I have a show of hands, please? Great. I sort of halfway consider myself one of those, so I'll raise my hand. Okay, how many of you realize that most of your favorite memories have come while traveling? Yep. I think that's pretty universal, even if you like to travel or not. Same here. Which is why I decided back in 2012 that I needed a getaway. Because I had just given my board exams and I was left bored. So my friends and I ventured on a road trip to the mountains of Manali. We thought this would be the perfect place to unwind, and yes, we truly had a mind-blowing experience. We began our journey with a train ride to Delhi, followed by a day's car ride across the mountains. And the scenes there were straight out of our dreams. It was beauty that couldn't be believed. Majestic mountains, stunning, a piercingly blue sky, dotted with cottony clouds, and below there was lush greenery on a rolling hill, sprinkled with small shanties. I was looking at a postcard. Everything was perfect. The universe seemed at harmony with itself. Later, we saw a babbling brook slowly flowing along, and in the distance we could see that it would join a roaring river. And we realized that something as simple as water, which gushed out of your taps at home, could also flow with the calmness of tip-tap and become a force of liquid surge which tore down everything in its path. Having witnessed this wild side of nature, we men decided to harness our wild selves also into paragliders. We climbed up a steep slope, strapped ourselves in, and waited for a breeze. Whoosh! We were flying. Believe me, it feels like a bird. You're unfettered, you're across the clouds. And then you swoop down with the might of the winds and you feel the air in every fiber of your being. It's a truly unreal experience. Well, all good things had to end, right? And so we are about to wrap up our trip with a visit to a popular sightseeing spot, an old temple. And over there, an old woman approached me. She was short and slight, wearing a dirty white sari. And she had spectacles which were clearly too big for her. Squinting through them, she grabbed at me and said, "I will take you to the horseshoe shrine. Give me 5 rupees." I said, "No, I've already been there." But she wouldn't give up. She continued hobbling around me and insisting that I give her 5 rupees and that she'll take me to some horseshoe shrine. I said, "I don't want to." But this old woman was absolutely hell-bent. I was very irritated. It was as if this money was her right. I turned around to face her with a feeling of finality. I wanted to end this farce. "Why don't you go from here?" And she said, "Go where? Where could this poor, cold, destitute woman go?" And the truth hit me like a brick wall. The holy temples cracked. The hills cracked. And the sky fell around me. I realized when I looked at the eyes that these are bullet holes, where hope has been shot down, and the cracks from my eyes are bursting into a life of despair. And I thought, what use is the beauty of the hills if people live in wretchedness? What good is being one with the wind if you can't protect yourself with it? Of what effect is the rivers if they can't check down tears down men's eyes? All these delusions of grandeur and dignity and these holy aspects of faith, they all come down to nothing. What is the beauty of nature when man's nature is dishonored? Those small shanties, for me, they were picturesque. But for people living in them, it is horrible. Those rivers were wonderful, but for the people surviving on them, it's fearful. The wind might be great, but it can be very brutal. What we don't realize in the beauty is the reality of things. We are blinded by it and fail to understand the plight of the people around us because we are desensitized. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us live in cities with the comfort of our homes and offices, with the warmth of our families. And all of us are used to the destitute, to the homeless, to the poor, to the hungry. And what is our reaction to them? None. Because we're too used to them. We no longer stop to reflect and even imagine what it would feel like to be in their shoes. Because we are so used to it. We are blinded by our own comfort, by our own beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to tell you that we should do something for them. That is a personal choice. I'm not here to say that this is what we should do for them. We're all intelligent enough to decide upon that. All I'm here is to raise a thought in your minds about these poor people, about those who are not as unfortunate as us, and sadly, whom we completely forget. Because that old woman was the only point of truth in that entire hill. And she stood there, shatterproof. And I, a rich and privileged guy, was reduced to so much small change in her hand.